watching, and she didn't know. But she insisted that she worked better that way, so Robert had no objections. "Are we there yet?" Corey asked, without looking up from her screens. "We're parked about 10 late minutes from their border," Robert replied as he made his way to the kitchenette along the starboard aft wall. "Where's everyone else?" "Tika and Mick are in their cockpits having sim fights as usual. The others are probably racked out. You're the first person I've seen in hours." "I take it everything is humming along smoothly?" Robert asked, making small talk as he poured himself a cup of coffee. "Well enough," she replied. "What are you working on?" "I'm playing with an algorithm that should improve our recharge time by 11%. "Is that even worth it?" Robert wondered. "I mean, the XKs are all going to be reverted back to cargo duty within a decade." "An improvement is always worth it," Corey insisted. "Don't ever go into business," Robert joked as he sipped his coffee. "Do you think she'll check in this time?" Corey wondered. "She had better," Robert replied as he headed back to the command deck. "Or we'll have to go in and get her." Corey wasn't sure if her captain was serious. "You're kidding, right?" she called after him. "Right?" Early morning had always been Nathan's favorite time of the day as a child, especially in winter, when he would wolf down his breakfast, grab his gear, and run down to the frozen pond at the back of his parents' estate. He loved being the first one to arrive. The groundskeeper knew how much Nathan loved ice hockey and flooded the surface every evening just after sundown, before returning home to his own family. Being the first one there meant a clean sheet of ice. No gouges, no drifts, barely even a ripple. It was the best frozen pond in the neighborhood, and every kid knew it. By the time the other kids would begin to arrive, Nathan would already be cutting back and forth, stick-handling like a madman toward the net. Many times his father had offered to put up boards and lights, but Nathan had refused. There was nothing like pond hockey. Boards changed the game, and lighting, well, it was just wrong. When darkness fell, it was time to go home and get ready for tomorrow's games. Even as an adult, Nathan found himself drawn to this pond at the break of day. Only now it was to get a little ice time in before the pond became packed with kids. Still, it had become a ritual during his vacation. Vacation. The thought seemed funny. He hadn't actually had one since college, nearly a decade ago. Even in the academy, he had not taken an actual vacation. He had gone away for a weekend here and there, and had certainly gotten hammered on more than one occasion. But nothing like this. It had been nearly a year since he had passed command of his ship, the Dalen Voss, to its new commander and crew. He had spent 4 years in command of that ship, jumping about the galaxy, convincing worlds to join their alliance, and then supporting those worlds as needed. It had been the easiest assignment of his life, all of them. More importantly, it had been nearly danger-free. But he needed this vacation more than he had realized. In fact, after only 9 months, he was now wondering if a 1-year hiatus was going to be enough. He loved not having any decisions to make except what to eat for dinner or what book to read next. Other than the occasional speaking engagement to help the Alliance recruitment effort, he had 0 responsibilities, and it was a relief. "Hey, you can actually skate," a voice called. Nathan came to a sudden stop, standing up straight and turning toward the voice. A smile instantly spread across his face. "Cam." He skated over to the edge of the pond, stepping off onto the platform that had been built for skaters to don their gear. "I mean, you always talked about playing when you were a kid, but it all comes back pretty quickly," Nathan said as he took a seat on the bench next to Cameron. "How did you know where to find me? It's what, 0700? "I talked to Mary last night." "You called Mary? Why didn't you just call me?" "Mary called me, Nathan." Nathan's brow furrowed. "So I'm guessing this isn't a social call." "We should be landing in about 10 minutes, sirs," the shuttle's crew chief reported. "When did all this start?" Nathan questioned Cameron as he studied the datapad. "About 2 months ago. At first we thought Tulloch was just flexing his muscles, testing our resolve. The Gamaz have disputed Casbon's independence long before we came along. But they didn't really care until the Casbon began selling their Armenium directly to Siltec instead of through the Persans, which drove up the cost of Armenium to the Ilion," Nathan surmised. "I still don't understand what this has to do with me." "Intel indicates that Tulloch has been acting strangely. He's suddenly become more aggressive, quicker on the trigger, so to speak. He's even had several of his previous..."